Hello, beautiful people. This is Dee for Rock Paper Fitness, your fitness and fat loss expert, and I'm here to talk about fitness in the Black community. So this is the hood that I grew up in, so y'all don't think I'm just making footage of things that are not real. Alrighty. This is the hood I grew up in. People are not worried about eating right, about exercising. You're worried about taking care of your kids, worried about making it to your job, making sure you have a ride, making sure you don't get killed in these streets, make sure you don't get robbed. So it's a real thing. Is my great grandmother's house where I used to come kick it with her, called the House of Prayer. Like I said, a lot of people would just come get prayer from her, hang out. She would help. She was a missionary, so she used to travel a lot in different parts of Alabama and give clothes, minister, do all types of stuff. So after spending over 10 years trying to help Black people, Black women in general, get healthy, I always find a brick wall that I run into to get them to understand the importance of health and taking care of themselves. And it's been such a struggle for me. I asked for help from different companies. I've tried different marketing schemes. I've tried different promotional ideas. I've done classes for $2. I've had free classes with free childcare. I've tried different types of classes. I've tried different types of programs. And it has just been a super duper struggle for me. So I grew up in a city called Mobile, Alabama, and that is where I am right now, particularly Pritchard, Alabama, which is a Black community known for crime, known for people that are struggling, people on the streets. But just because it's all of that doesn't mean that great things do not come out of Pritchard. After I decided that fitness and health was an issue in my community in Mobile, I was like, hey, I am going to quit my job and I'm going to really work on the health of Black women in Mobile, Alabama. So if you're watching this and you have no idea about Alabama, we always fluctuate between 1, 2, and 3 of being the fattest states in the United States. And that's so irritating. Of course, since I'm Black, although a lot of people think that I'm Asian, I'm blickety black. Both of my parents are from Pritchard, Tomaville area. That is where they're from. I'm no way Japanese, even though I live there. I'm Black. Okay? I'm Black. Let's not argue. But I have been wrecking my brain for the past 4 years since I've had my gym and my program why I cannot get Black women to prioritize fitness and health. Why is it such an issue for us to eat vegetables? Why is it such an issue for us to show up and be consistent and take care of our physical, mental, and emotional health? And you know what? I have found the answer, at least part of the answer. I was talking to one of my friends, Nosa Foster, and he was talking about how you can't talk to certain people about concepts if they are not ready to receive it, okay? And I was like, when he said that, I was like, yo, that makes sense. I have realized that being a Black woman in America and in the world is very, very tough. And it's tough for historical reasons, and those things have just been passed on. And although we should be responsible for what's going on now, it's very important to realize the history on how things have happened and how it affects us now. Because if we ignore the history of what's going on, then we can never fix or understand where we are now and how we can deal with it. My gym, Rock Paper Fitness, is a gym for women, okay? It's a gym for women. It is first based off of community, because I think anything can happen when the community is strong and is on one accord. After that, I create programs that just get people moving in general. I'm not worried about all the extras. I just want to get people moving. And then from there, we work on specific results. So community first, cardio or working out second, and then we work on the results later. So what is the disconnect when it comes to women and their fitness, Southern women and their fitness, Black women or people of color, women of color and their fitness? In the political climate that we're in now, and just in general, the violence that people of color are experiencing, we have the priority of first staying alive, okay? So we fear for our lives. And I know a lot of people cannot understand that, but that is a real thing. When you're driving into your carport and you're hoping, I hope somebody doesn't roll up behind me and shoot me or rob me. So every time I go home, every time I drive home, every time I leave my house, every time I decide to leave my house before 6 a.m. and it's dark, that is something that I always have to consider, that this may be my last time living. This may be the last breath that I take. And that is a hard thing for a person of color. Priority is, hopefully I can stay alive. And then number two, if you have a family member or you take care of a family or kids or whatever, I hope my husband or my wife stays alive, right? I hope they come back in one piece. And then you put your child on the bus and you hope that they stay alive too. You send them to school to be safe, and you hope that they're learning, and you pray to God that when you turn on the TV, your child is not a victim of violence from either their peers or their superiors. And so the priority of people of color is to first stay alive. And second, it's to provide for ourselves. So priority is, let me go to this job to make enough money so I don't get put out of my house. Let me make enough money so I can put gas in my car. Let me make enough money so I can pay these bills, so I can get where I need to go, so I can take the kids where I need to go. So our priority in general is not staying healthy. Our priority in general is not to stay active. Our priority is to stay alive. And I can tell you from the bottom of my heart, that is a real thing. The women who come in my gym, the clients that I've served for over a decade, that is their general issue. People quit the gym for financial problems. And although a lot of fitness people will say, finances are not the issue. Black people have money. We have trillions of dollars worth of spending power. You're right. And we spend it on things that we think are priority to keep us alive or relevant or keep us in a state of equality or inclusion in the world, right? We spend money on shoes, we spend money on nails, we spend money on hair, on cars, houses, different programs, because we want to be relevant to the world, and we want to be accepted. And so when a little black girl from Pritchard or a fitness professional tells you, hey, I need you to get healthy and I want you to spend $100 a month or $200 a month on a fitness program, we can't understand how that's even relevant, because we're just trying to stay alive and be treated fairly. And after we are just dealing with our life challenges, just trying to stay alive, we want our kids to stay alive, come home in one piece, we are trying not to go crazy in this world, okay? If I, as a woman of color, keep the news on, keep Instagram up, keep Facebook up, keep all of the social media and all the media up, I would think that I should fear for my life 100% of the time, that everything is going to always be unfair, and I would just be overwhelmed with life to the point where suicide is an option, okay? Where killing myself is an option, because I can't figure out where the value is in my life. Why am I still raising these kids? Why am I still keeping this husband? Why am I still going to this job when it seems like it is a whole rat race? And so when someone comes up to a person of color and says, fitness should be a priority, we're like, no, Living is a priority. Me not going crazy is a priority. Me making these coins so that I can pay my bills is a priority. That is a priority. Stress is going to kill you before the thing that you hope is not going to kill you kills you. Stress will kill you first. Taking care of family members before you putting yourself first will kill you first. Worrying about that job will kill you first, right? Showing up to places that you don't want to show up to will kill you first. And one thing one of my clients, one of my sorority sisters said, Kawana, she said, what you're going to do is respect my no like you respect my yes. Sometimes we have to tell people no in order to protect our mental health, to protect our emotional health. Because people have to learn to respect it. They have to learn to respect your time. But you know where that starts first? You have to respect yourself first. But we have to take responsibility of ourselves first. And we have to say, you know what? I'm number one. And you guys, taking care of your body is absolute key. And although I want you to get your six pack, and I want your booty to be on fat, and I want you to get a cinched in waist, over all of that, what I want you to do is live a full life so that you're actually able to have time to make an impact to yourself and the people around you. There are people in their mid-20s, early 30s, mid-30s, 40s who are leaving this earth and not even giving themselves a chance to impact the world, not even giving themselves a chance to make the money that they want to make, to not be stressed out, to have a family, to see your kids graduate, all because we're just so overwhelmed with life. So we suffocate ourselves with alcohol, with sex, with food, with any type of binge type of activity. We just overdo it. Netflix, we want to watch it all because we want to get over and we want to get away from what's happening in life. But I beg you guys, just make better decisions. Make the decision to eat vegetables, to eat fruit, to drink water, not because you like it, but because it's going to give you the opportunity to live a full, more healthier life. And guess what, black people? Guess what, black people? Guess what, people of color? Guess what, Southerners? Guess what, Alabamians? We're dying every single day from things that are absolutely preventable. Your journey does not have to look like anyone else's. And although we get overwhelmed from Instagram and from Facebook with all these exercises that we for doggone sure can't do, and we can't find nobody else to do it, all these recipes that we find, we not gonna cook it. Look, we got to get to the point where we integrate just something, a great habit, into our life. Even if it is really parking further away from the store, that's your exercise. D, some of y'all say, D, I don't have time to exercise. I just have the kids. I just run around with the kids and all that stuff. Okay, what if that is your physical activity? I'll take it. But let's drink some more water. Let's cut down on the saturated fat. Let's cut down on the sodium intake because you got to be alive for your kids, sis. Bro, you got to be alive to take care of them. Otherwise, they're going to be the ones who are bearing you. As a fitness professional, I get it. And that is why I create a program that focuses on community first. So I want to beg you to find a program or a community that will support your physical activity, whether that's dancing, if that's zip lining, if that's horseback riding, if that's a mom and me group that helps you manage your stress, if that's going to a psychiatrist or a counselor to talk about your problems, if that's getting out of a toxic relationship, whatever it is, get there. Take care of your mental health. Take care of your physical health because that's what's going to get you together in the long run.